I was going to take a break, go to the bathroom, but I looked ahead at what the next one. Let's finish 34, A and B. This is B. Buddha Zhen here, reading from the Tao, Taoism, written by me, based on the Tao Te Ching by Lao Tzu, the Book of Changes. I'm on 34B. I started to get up and I looked at this like, oh my goodness. It says, truth is recognized by a pure heart, not anxious eyes and convincing words. Truth, because I said my name, Truth, and I just thought, oh. Truth is recognized by a pure heart. Now, pure heart, how do we define that? Well, in my case, I'm altruistic. I'm a creative person. I like to make people happy. I make things. I help people. I heal people. I try to give good advice. I raise my kids. Yeah, so I think that's kind of a pure heart thing. An impure heart would be somebody who wants to do malevolent things and terrible things and hurt people and kill people and poison people and make people's reputations worse. I guessing. Fortunately, that's not me. Okay, why do people ever disbelieve you? I don't think, I have such a great reputation, I don't think people do disbelieve me. I think that's why when I say really wacky things like my 5 souls theories, they kind of like they don't want to they know that, I don't know, they buy, anyway, yeah. I think I've got a high believability index, despite the fact I'm giving you radical stuff that you probably don't believe. Why do you ever disbelieve other persons? Usually because I can tell they're just spouting other people's rhetoric. You know, they're not really thinking. They're not telling me something that they know. They're telling me something that they heard. And people who just pass things on like that, like birds, you know, they hear something and say, I don't know, they're dogs barking. That's what most people are. They're just dogs barking. A dog barks, and he barks, and the next dog barks, and then just... How do you recognize the truth? I have trouble with that because I think everybody's as honest as me. So I don't have this thing for saying, and the thing about looking off to the side, these stuff, I've watched all the FBI things. There's a whole bunch of videos you can watch about these FBI interrogators, and they talk about how to tell when people are telling the truth. And they totally dispel that looking off to the side, because I know I do that all the time. When I'm thinking, I'll look off and go, well, what was that? And it's just to kind of distract me, because I look right at you that I'm thinking about you, but sometimes I want to just be able to think off. Instead of closing my eyes, I look off. And so, and I was really glad to hear him dispel that myth, because, you know, I do it all the time. So let's see. How do you know when people are telling the truth? I don't know. They just, like I said, you can just tell when they're saying something that someone else said. You know, like when somebody says some religious rhetoric and it just sounds like it's something that they've read off a pamphlet. They don't really know that. They're just repeating some words. How do you convince people of a lie told by another person? I don't. I can't. It's against my nature to pass on a lie. I can't do it. It would mean I'm not me. I'd never be able to say I'm me anymore. How do you change your voice or expressions to convince other people of the truth? I get excited, you know, so I think that maybe the truth kind of gets me excited, so maybe that's an indicator. It's not like I get excited to tell a lie, so my excitement might be an indicator. How often and why do you say, trust me? You answer first. How often do you say, trust me? I was looking ahead to see if I say it. Another thing you might say is, I promise. If you say, I promise, or trust me, then you're a liar. I know, don't feel bad, you know. Improve, okay, stop. So you've been a liar, okay, you're a liar. You've lied more than you needed to. You've lied, you thought you needed to all the time, okay, so you've lied, you needed to lie. Let's see if we can figure out how to change your Tao to where you can always tell the truth and never, ever have to lie again. And you could say things to bother people and piss people off or whatever, but at least you tell the truth. Bear's going, are you done? All right. So let's see. So if you say trust me and I promise, you're a liar. So don't say those two things. Don't ever say trust me and don't ever say I promise. Because that means that all the rest of the time you're lying. So, were your parents trustworthy? And why do you think so? How did your parents influence your concepts of trust? Well, fortunately, they didn't. They didn't. My parents are, like I said, they're greedy, selfish Republicans. They don't trust anybody except their accountants who run off with their money. Well, this guy ran off with what? $500,000 or $1 million bucks on my mom's, you know? I mean, they trust people that are criminals. So they trust anybody who basically is like Trump will promise them. something. Ooh, I'll make you some money. Really? Okay, okay. Remember, evil just requires ignorance and desire. So that's why I guess I have evil parents. Okay. How easy and how often do you... Oh, am I on the right page? Yeah. Whoa. Okay, there's a whole bunch of stuff about... Okay, let's see. Have you ever lied to your lovers? Okay, have you? How much have you lied to your friends? You know, I'm sure you did it for good reason. How many times in the last 5 years, 10 years? How many lies have you told? You know, just to make things go easier. Just little lies. How much have you lied to your parents? And why? I deceived my parents. I don't know about lying to them. Like I said, honestly, it's always been a tough thing for me. I've told some lies in my time, especially when I was little. I can remember them. So that's why I stopped doing them. You tell some lies. And, I don't know. Maybe you forget you lied. Maybe that's why some people keep lying. You forget. Don't forget. Remember when you told a lie. Make you not do it again. At least it does for me. Anyway, I lied to your parents. I deceived them. I did certain things. But they wouldn't want to know the truth. I think that's the problem. Is my parents never asked for the truth because... Maybe because I might have lied, but also they just didn't want to know. When I was arrested and exiled from the United States in 1970 on drug charges, I was kicked out of the country, literally exiled. I wanted to tell my parents about it. My dad didn't want to know about it. My mom did. I was willing to just tell them what was going on. They said no. And then when I came back, and you know, I'd been human trafficked. I was a minor, 16 years old, and I'd been sold to anyway, bad things. People, it didn't turn out so bad, but people tried to make bad things. Well, anyway, I was part of human trafficking, and as a result, when I came back and I tried to tell my parents about it, my dad said it's water under the bridge. He didn't want to hear about it, and my mom says, she said it in a different way. I can remember we were saying it on the front porch of the house I grew up at. I don't want to hear about it. I think those are her exact words. I don't want to hear about it. Okay, and let's see. So yeah, I never had to lie to my parents because they never wanted to know the truth. So how easy and often do you tell the truth even when it gets you in trouble? Yeah, I've stayed out of trouble by lying a couple of times. During the drug days, back when I was a teenager, regarding drugs, a policeman, I lied to the policeman a couple of times. When is it okay to lie? Well, when I lied to those policemen, I don't know that the truth would have done me any, I think the truth would have worked against me because the laws were not fair at that time. There was a law that was unfair. It was like saying, if it was illegal to be Jewish, and I was Jewish, and I would have told the truth and said, yes, I was Jewish, you know, I would have been imprisoned. So instead of saying, yeah, I know it's illegal to be whatever this is, I lied and said, I'm not that, even though I was. Maybe. So I told a couple of little lies like that. I don't feel good about it, but it was because of the law. If it wasn't for the law, I wouldn't have lied. I haven't had a lie since. I don't tell lies since. I haven't told any. It's even legal to smoke pot, so I don't have to lie about that, but I still keep it under wraps so nobody knows. But because as a teacher and stuff like that, I had to have a reputation. It was good. But anyway, where are we right now? 8 minutes. So, how much have you lied? We were wrapping that up. How easy and often do you tell the truth even when it gets you in trouble? And when is it okay to lie? Well, now you see, this is a troubling question for me because Buddha and Lao Tzu and all these people have answered that question about lying. And even Buddha says it's okay to lie if your intentions are pure. What? He gives the expression of, do I have time here? 9 minutes? I was going to go to the bathroom, so I'm actually in a hurry to get out of here anyway. But anyway, the Buddha tells the story of the burning house. And there's a little girl up on the second floor. And the house is on fire. And he knows that if he tells her, she doesn't know it yet because the back of the house is on fire. But he's got to get her out of the house. And so they're down on the street. They're saying, we need you to come down here. Their house is on fire. Oh, the house is on fire. She'll panic. She'll get all scared. Where is it? And she might not want to come down the stairs. So they said, so Buddha says, tell her a lie. Tell her that you've got this special painted pony they've just delivered and is waiting for her to have a ride. Come on down and get a free ride on this little pony. So in other words, lie to the little girl to trick her to come down here and get on the pony to save her life. That story has bothered me my whole life, and I'm still coming to terms with it. But that's, now we go to Socrates, and Socrates says it's important for politicians to lie. He said a politician shouldn't let the other, but that's because they're all combative. That's once again because they're all trying to kill each other. If they weren't trying to kill each other, then maybe they could tell the truth, but you don't tell them all what your stockpile is. You don't tell them all your secret weapon. You always lie and say, oh no, we only have 10 atomic bombs, or 2,040 atomic bombs. We really have 10,000 or something. But anyway, the point is politicians lie, and Socrates and Plato kind of supported that a little bit in the book Republic, which I've read a couple of times, and most of it, 98% of it, I totally agree with. But there's a few things in there that I still have trouble with. But this is it, the truth thing. Is I think the politician, I think that maybe we should look at it a different way. If a politician is in a situation where he has to tell a lie to do something good, then the Tao is wrong. The nature is, that's what we're talking about, the Tao. So the Tao of politics is wrong. When lying works within politics, then the politics is poisoned. How about that? We need a politics and a political world where people can always tell the truth. Even two leaders going to war. Oh, I've only got 2,000 nuclear warheads, and you have 10,000. I know you can kill me, but I'm still going to go to war. So 2,000 only takes one, but So but why does lying doesn't need to be a part of this? It's evil and terrible and horrible, no matter how honest you make it. So. I don't know how to make that into a reasonable scenario for you, but the point is that I think that everybody should just tell the truth and everything will come out better, because the war is going to be over, and then you got to be friends, and you can find, oh, you lied to me, you lied about this, well, if you lied about that, then what? You see, so once you've told a lie, you can only expect more lies. And so I think that the truth is really going to be the secret to world peace. When people can tell the truth, like Mitch McConnell lied. Oh God, Mike Pence, these guys, Cruz. I could make these names. They lie, and they lie so good. Well, not good. I think I've said it before. They lie so smoothly. Efficiently. They're efficient liars. Our politics is so corrupt. It's so horrible. But anyway, that's why lying works. It's because there's liars. So lying is the modus operandi in our current government, because they're full of liars. Now, if we could get a bunch of honest people in there, then the liars would stand out and they wouldn't fit. Oh, hey, you were lying about that thing last week. And, why don't you just go to the other room while we talk business? Because we don't need your BS in this. So we got to get all the liars out of the government. All the liars, anyone who's lied, and then, gosh, we can go on tape and find them real easy. Boing, 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 boing. I got the liar, 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 liar. Everyone then fire. Fire, just like Trump says, you're fired. You should fire every single one of those guys. Maybe make it easier. Let's say 3 lies. If we can find 3 lies that they told, that they knew were lies, out. Without any question, no comeback, no retort, no nothing. If we can find them telling 3 lies to the public, they should be out of the government. And there should be no retaliation. Don't have to go to jail. I mean, they may have committed other crimes to try them for. But if we can find 3 lies that any politician has told to the public, they should be fired immediately. Hey, Buddha Zhen may be helping politics. Where are we? We're at 13 minutes. Did I finish this? How easy to lie. Lying is important. Important to get rid of. We got to stamp out lying. We got to stamp out murder. We got to stamp out killing, abuse, rape. There's lots of evil things going on, and lying is one of these things. And lying usually is accompanied with all those horrible things like rape and murder and stuff. It always goes with them. It doesn't go with making the world a better place. People that are telling lies aren't usually making the world a better place. Lies are always working on evil. So if we can get all the lies out of our government, we'll get the evil out. That was just something I said very quickly. But